Hey, boat friends. I hope you are doing well. 4:20 p.m. Central Time. I'm here in Duluth, Minnesota. As you can see, that is the aerial lift bridge that in a few moments is going to be going up to 135 feet. I'm out on the South Pier. How's everybody doing? I was talking to a few people in the chat prior to going live. We have the American Mariner that's going to be coming in. It's a 730-foot vessel that a few times was on the edge of breaking the record for the decibel reading that I do for these horns. So you got to stick with it. We're going to see if it breaks the record. The vessel is about 20 minutes or so out from going through the piers. So what we're going to do is just check out what's going on prior to, chat a little bit, catch up, and I got a few things to show you as well before that vessel makes it in. So if you want, you can fast forward to the ship, but I would recommend sticking with us here and we'll have some fun together. And those that are subscribed, you're able to catch me on this live stream, so just make sure that you subscribe so you're able to see me go out live. I saw Johan that's in there right now. Johan stayed up late, it looks like, for us. He's in South Africa. I see Karen. But we're going to have a fun one with this. Again, it's a possibility that that record gets broken. 58 degrees here in Duluth. You can see the flags. They're moving at 13 miles per hour from the east, those gusts. Victoria's in there. Corey, how are you? I hope you're doing great. Overcast sky. It's going to rain. I was looking at the Doppler, probably in about 45 minutes to an hour. So I think we'll have just enough time to check it out. I'm going to get you caught up on marine traffic to show you the vessels that are in port. Let's start out looking at the North Pier. How many people showed up today? Hey there, Terza. How are you? Decent turnout. Everybody got their sweatshirts and jackets on now in Duluth. It's moved into September. Where's everybody at? And what's the temperature? You know how we started out. Then I got another question to ask you that I'll start out with that. But I'm here in Duluth, as I mentioned, about 58 degrees, and it's overcast. But it's wonderful seeing everybody. And I hope you are having a great Saturday so far. Tell you what I was doing a little earlier. I was watching a movie, kind of an old school 80s movie. I was watching Die Hard. Kind of tough to beat Bruce Willis in those movies in the 80s. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I had a good time watching it. It's always fun watching those old school 80 movies. I saw Rocky yesterday too, Rocky 3. So I'm just kind of chilling out on the weekend, probably like you. Well, let me get you caught up quickly on marine traffic. As you can see, you have the American Mariner that's doing 11 knots coming inbound to the aerial lift bridge. That's where we are at right now. I'm going to move it just a little bit. Once the vessel comes through the aerial lift bridge, it's going to go through the harbor basin, around Rice's Point, and right there, that's the Blotnick Bridge. It's going to go over here and unload limestone that it's carrying from Michigan. So this is coming in fully loaded from Michigan. And let me see if I can give you just a quick peek of this vessel. I was able to catch a little bit of it. Nope, it's even with the lighthouse, so I'm not going to be able to show that to you until it actually makes its way closer to the piers here. But let me show you the waves real quick too, and I'm also going to show you a video that I have coming Monday. I showed you a sneak peek yesterday of the Midway that was over there in Superior, Wisconsin. Overland Park, Kansas. Yep, I've been down there. Great place. Chuck, how are you? Lynn, just want to say hello to everybody. As you know, I try my best to check those comments, but you know I'm looking around for cool things to show you, so forgive me. I always try to catch up in the comments after the video, but you know, I told you I was catching up on a couple old movies on the weekend, so throw it in there. You know, let's just kind of feel each other out. What's your favorite movie? What is that movie that you go to check out when you're chilling, kicking back? You pull up your DVR. I got a couple of them. I mean, Rocky's always good. Be interesting to see what the boat friends' favorite movies are. Twister, okay. I'm sure someone's going to probably say Titanic, right? Since we're sitting here talking about ships and boats, that's probably going to be a part of the whole game plan as well. What about Bob? Okay. Got a personal vessel that's going to be coming in. So for those that are just joining this live stream, this channel, I focus on the ships here in Duluth, Minnesota, also in Superior, Wisconsin. Give you a quick shot at Superior. This is Park Point that you see all the way down. That's a 7-mile sandbar that stretches all the way down. And it goes to a point, and on the other side of that point is the Superior entry. So Superior, Wisconsin is over there. It's watching some football here earlier as well. College football is back. Minnesota Gophers played tonight, so I'll be watching them. And you have on the right side, this is the South Pier. The left side, that is the North Pier. And I think we're going to have some fun here because the American Mariner, as I mentioned, it has a loud horn. And I think a lot of you that have seen that before or heard it at least, you know what I'm talking about. That thing can really ring your eardrums. My Cousin Vinny. Yep, that's another good one. Groundhog's Day. I know I catch up on that once in a while. It's always fun to watch that. I'm going to pull up a quick video for you that we're going to look at together. Got a couple of these cool videos coming on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to go back to back with them for you. But the Midway was that ship. If you remember, I was out doing the 360 tour on my boat out here right off the pier, that beautiful blue ship. Well, as I was out there, there was some dredging going on at the same time. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a sneak peek. Some of you might have saw this yesterday, but these videos are going to be coming on Monday and Tuesday. Monday is going to be the Midway entering Duluth here through the piers, so I really zoomed in on that. It looked really great, but this was really cool to catch that dredge in action like that. And then here was some of the loading, as you can see, over at CHS terminal. It's loading wheat, and you can see all of that dust, debris from the loading process that was taking place. So really looking forward to showing you that. I love coming out here live just to show you what's going on. I personally, when I watch YouTube, I love watching live streams because there's just something about it's happening right now. You feel like you're really there. And so I think a lot of people love the live streams versus the regular uploads, which is cool. And so I'm going to mix it up. So I've decided on the weekends I'll be doing some live streams for you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Uploads Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, unless there is some really, really awesome ship coming through. Tersa said Count of Monte Cristo is one of her favorite movies. That's a fantastic book. Alexander Dumas is the famous author that wrote that beautiful story. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but it is definitely worth reading or even watching the movie, as Tersa mentioned. Let's take a look at this personal vessel. And the Mariner will be in here, and I would say in about 15 minutes or so. Maybe even less. Definitely a fishing vessel. You can see all those poles that are on it right over there. Overcast, as I mentioned, here in Duluth. More people, as you noticed, as I panned over there on that North Pier. But there's something about the waves, too. I've seen many times people would sit right there on that ledge. They would just chill there watching the waves. Peaceful. You're able to relax, get away. One thing that I was surprised about, you can see through the trees, I'll zoom in. You can see that green flag. That's a rip current warning. That's actually a low level. Looks like maybe those waves picked up. But here's your first peek at the American Mariner Boat Friends. This is going to be a fun one. I told you 730 feet in length, and this one has a horn. That horn will rip. It looks like we have a lot of people in here watching the live stream. If you can, it would be awesome if you hit the like button, because what that'll do is it'll add to the algorithm as I'm live here and pull in other boat friends and people that might be interested in this. So please hit the like. Really, really appreciate that. At some point, I will try to go down and do a live right there at that lighthouse, but I was worrying about the network connectivity getting too far away, that there could be some issues. I am looking forward to seeing how loud that vessel will be with the horn. So you got families, you got people that are out here. Again, being on the South Pier gives me a little more elbow room. If I'm over there on the North Pier, not so much. I see there's a vessel that's actually going outbound to the lake. Hopefully they watch the weather report. Definitely going to be some rain here within the hour for sure. So it looks like Artie said that he lived in Duluth for a while. I see Corey in there. There's George. Yeah, what's for dinner? That's a good one. So George is asking all the boat friends, what's for dinner? So what did you guys have tonight? I had some ravioli from my favorite Italian restaurant here in Duluth. What's on the menu for you tonight? What'd you guys do? Take a look at all these fishing poles. Let me zoom in on that. Now, if you didn't catch anything with that many poles, there could be an issue. So what all these vessels are waiting for is the bridge is going to lift up for them. Typically what they will do during the day is that you get a bottom of the hour and top of the hour lift. So the bridge will not just lift for any vessel coming through. These type of boats, the personal watercraft, they have to wait. Let's say that it's noon or 12:30 or 1 p.m. or 1:30. They have to wait for the top or the bottom of the hour. And that's, you got to keep your eye on that. If you're around here in Duluth, keep your eye on that top and the bottom of the hour, because if you're driving trying to cross the lift bridge, that's when you definitely will get bridged for sure. Mariner's getting closer, and I can see there's actually some lights on the vessel that are illuminating. I always like seeing little kids out here. You know that it's a possibility. It's the first time that they've seen a big ship like this. But take a look on top of these light poles. I noticed this in a couple other videos when I was editing. We have always some gulls that are sitting there. Each gull has their own pole. You notice that? It's kind of cool. We got another vessel that's going out to the lake. Good looking boat. Let me walk down into a different position for you. I want to say hello to everybody that's joining. If you can, make sure you hit the like button. We definitely have way, way more people than we have likes that are on here. That like will just help pull in some more boat friends. So thank you so much for joining. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Peter, he's a great boat friend from Texas, always giving us some fun thoughts with the weather and chiming in with a lot of maritime topics. His wife, she had surgery, and we just want to wish her a speedy recovery and hope she gets better soon. So just wanted to throw out that, all of us boat friends, it is really a community. We all have fun talking about these different topics with the boats and the ships, but if you think about it, we've all really become friends. We talk about different things every day. And so when we share different things that we're going through in life, we have each other's back. That's what it's all about. And it's all levels of experience when it comes to ships and maritime. There are many experts. I actually have had captains reach out to me, and again, I'll never give away any information of who they are, but some legit captains from, obviously a military, couple military ships, and these people really know what they're doing. So we have levels of expertise like that, and people like me that just started about a year ago. I love ships, and I wanted to learn more, and this is what it's all about. We're going to teach each other and have some fun. And there you go, aerial lift bridge up 135 feet for the American Mariner. And I'm going to go take a position down here right now. This is the moment everybody's been waiting for, that I've been waiting for as well. We'll go a little further down, and we're going to see what that decibel reading will come in at. It's been north of 110 decibels a few times. And I really believe that where I'm standing really does make a difference. So I'm going to try to stand in a spot where I believe the vessel will probably hit that horn, so then we can really hear it. And before it gets in, I'm also going to pass along some more information. A lot of people now on the North Pier. Let me zoom in over here just to give you a feel for what's going on in the atmosphere. A lot of excitement, a lot of people out there, a lot of jackets too. And that's something about Duluth. If you come here, just make sure you check the weather, the radar. Check that Doppler, because that rain can come up on you pretty quick. Conditions can change pretty quick, especially when you're right next to the lake. You can go up there on the hill and, it'll be 20 degrees warmer than it is down here by the lake. And the rain is heading from that direction you're looking at towards us. So you can see the dark clouds in the distance. So I think we're going to luck out here and be able to see the Mariner before that rain really hits us. So what I'm going to do is kind of cool and leave that orange bar in there. Actually, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see more of the ship. We'll do a little people watching at the same time, both of the lighthouses, and we'll see those cartwheels in the background happening. Hey, there's Art. He's also down in Texas. How are you, Art? I hope you're doing well. But it's wonderful seeing everybody. Johan, awesome that Johan stayed up for us there in South Africa. Always a pleasure chatting with you, my friend. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for that donation. I really appreciate that. There's Michael on there. I'm just glad that the rain held out. Well, here you go, boat friends. Let me give you the ship details before we get rocking with this one. American Mariner, 730 feet in length, built in 1980. It was built at the Bay Shipbuilding Company in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. It's owned and operated by the American Steamship Company. There's a total of two 3,500 horsepower General Motors diesel engines. Carrying capacity is 37,000 tons. As I mentioned, if you didn't catch it earlier, there is a full load of limestone that came from Michigan. 7 holds, 24 hatches. There's a single propeller as well. I'll give you a little more of the ship here. Now here's an interesting fact. I never know if you'll be on Jeopardy or need to have this info, but store this one away. The American Mariner, this ship, the original name they were going to name it the Chicago. However, it was eventually named the American Mariner for all the American seafarers out there. So a little bit of trivia for you. So there you go. It's our friend, the American Mariner. And I would say if I was to list the vessels that really have those loud horns, PRT, without a doubt. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Really appreciate that donation. PRT, really loud horn. How can we not include the American Mariner? That's not a question about it. Take a look at those lights now. I'm going to get along the wall. And then the barker, we already know the barker's bark. Got a personal vessel that's leading the way. Oh yeah, the Parker Tim, there's no doubt. Believe me, I didn't want to leave that off the list. But I got to tell you, there's the Munson is also another one that is just kind of a wild card out there too. Water and Ice Outdoors, thank you so much for that $10 donation. Really appreciate you. Thank you. All of those donations just go to help me with the camera. I have editing software that I have to pay for each month. And, you know, again, this is just me coming out, relaxing, having some fun, and just passing along what I'm doing. And I got to tell you this, I've said this before, 100%. I would be out here without this camera doing this right now. But the cool thing about having YouTube like this is I'm able to bring you along with me, and you can just share it. Probably not the smartest move with that captain and that personal vessel right there. Very interesting horn. Seemed a little muffled. Came in at 98.7. That's the lowest I've heard ever from the Mariner. But here's the action point. Here's what you've been waiting for. Here's what I've been waiting for as well. Take a look at the lights that are on. We're going to zoom in and take a look at the draft right there on the bow. Dual anchors. Looks like the draft is sitting at about 29, 28. And you can see in the center portion of the screen that circle with the 4 kind of loops in between. That just means there's a bow thruster below, so that tells the tugboats stay away. Let's get a shot at the bow a little better. Look at those lights. Anchors definitely have seen some weather. Give you a better shot at the side of the vessel here. This is one of these vessels that you can tell has done a lot of work. Lots of work. Oh, Victoria, thank you so much for that donation. Look at this boom. Well, there you go, boat friend. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what the decibel reading was. Do you think that first one was just a warm-up? Do you think it was a possible signal to that vessel that was in the canal? I don't know. There was a very odd, muffled noise, whereas this one, you could tell the captain let it rip. Let's take a look into the gangway, see if there's anything in there. They have the door open on the other side. Let's check that draft, still at 28 here on the stern side. Okay, so decibel reading for this, 119.7. So that definitely jumped up almost 20 points from that original. So I don't know. I think some of you that are watching this video either now or even after, what was that first situation there? Was that really maybe some type of a horn to let that small personal vessel know to get out of there? Usually there's, I believe, 5 short bursts, but I don't know. Take a look at the back side of the superstructure. Very unique. You can see the stairs that are going up. And we'll walk with this. We'll stay with this. Yeah, almost hit 120 on that decibel reading. Kind of had me jump a little bit. I don't know if you were on the screen, if it was loud enough for you, but I'll tell you, it was pretty loud for me right here. Got another personal vessel that's coming in. Gonna hang with this for one moment. And another thing that was cool is just before I started here, there was a wedding party that was down here, about 20 individuals. So that was a nice backdrop for them here at the lift bridge. Now that's going to go offload limestone. Got someone out here on a wave runner. And then there's famous grandmas right there in the center portion of the screen. Well, what do you think, both friends? You have fun with that one? I did. That was cool. I was glad that we got that second horn. So I'm going to keep my eye on the vessels tomorrow. I'll pick one. I'll let you know, just like today. I had that holder screen letting you know that I'm going to go live. So make sure that you are subscribed. And we'll do this again tomorrow. So always a pleasure doing these videos and talking with you. And if you can, this video is going to end. I got one request for you. Once this video posts, you know, the summer went by. June, July, August, there's a couple things that I forgot to do that I tried to get done during the summer, whether it's a vacation or something you had to do. What was the one thing that summer finally ended and you said, you know what, I got to get it done, or you just didn't get to it? For me, I was going to go on a trip and never got around to it, but maybe I might be able to. So that's the one, I guess, one little assignment, one little fun thing that we can do to talk about in the comments after this. But again, I'll be out tomorrow. Have a great night. It's going to rain here in Duluth very soon. I hope you have a great night, and we'll talk tomorrow. Take care.